friends, welcome back to my channel. I decided to make another video. Next weekend is Father's Day. Did you know that? If you didn't, you're welcome. And because of this auspicious holiday that is coming up, I decided to make a sort of bookish gift-giving guide for Father's Day because I know what your dad likes. Yes, I know what all dads like, and they like books. Even if they don't think they like books, they like books. Before we jump into the video, though, I want to take a moment to talk about today's sponsor that is having a Father's Day sale. Let's go. This video is once again sponsored by Scotch Porter. If you want your dad to smell like me for Father's Day, you should get some Scotch Porter products. This smells so good. Scotch Porter is the fastest growing men's skincare product on Amazon, and they were kind enough to send me their products. Me, a man. In one of my previous ads, you saw Ryan using the beard care kit, but they've also sent me the face care collection, which I, a non-beard haver, can also use. In this kit, we have the exfoliating face wash, which smells like men, restoring face wash gel cleanser, and of course, the face lotion, which is actually very light. And I put this on top of my makeup because, I don't know, for the bit, but it's already blending in and it feels great. From now until June 14th, you can get 20% off any of Scotch Porter's collections and kits at the link below in my description. So if you want to get daddy something nice this Father's Day, why don't you go ahead and click the link in my description and get 20% off all kits and collections until June 14th. Back to the video. Fair warning also, this video is going to be very gendered, and honestly, it's mostly jokes anyway, so just shut up about it. This video is for dads and for men! In my expert opinion, I think there are 3 types of dads. We have our starter dads, dads who have never read books before, but are kind of nerds and maybe would like a book, and you want them to read books. We have our classic dads, the dads that, you know, if they had a dad book club, you know what they'd read. And we have our advanced dads. These dads already know how to read. They learned in their childhood and they've been reading ever since, and you don't know what to get them because advanced dads, those are the tricky ones. But anyways, I've curated a selection of books for each type of dad, and you should watch this video and buy your dad something from this list. I am not a father myself, maybe one day. What is happening in my brain today? Shall we just get to the lists? We're gonna start with the starter dads. Now, my own father is a starter dad. You know, he's nerdy, he likes movies, he used to play video games, and he's read at least 3 books. Recently, he has started to read more books, and so half of this list is actually books that I've recommended to him and he enjoyed. So if your dad's a starter dad, these are pretty good picks. First, we have anything by Andy Weir. Your dad saw The Martian when it came out, so maybe don't get him The Martian because he's already seen the movie and it's the same. But you can also try out Project Hail Mary. This is a last chance for humanity mystery space book a la Sunshine and Gravity and The Martian. There's a lot of amnesia in this book, so your dad is going to be very confused, and that's a good thing because dads like to solve puzzles, at least my dad does. I honestly think anything by Andy Weir is a good bet. People did not like Artemis. I haven't read it myself. I only know one person that liked it, but hey, that's what I have to say. In a similar vein to the Andy Weir books, I forgot to bring it upstairs, but I do own it, and so does my dad because I gave it to him for Christmas last year. We have The Apollo Murders by Chris Hadfield. We've established now that starter dads really like astronauts, and Chris Hadfield is an astronaut, and he's Canadian. The Apollo Murders is a space murder mystery. And now Chris Hadfield may not be the greatest author ever because he's an astronaut. This is actually quite well written and pleasantly surprisingly so. What? And if you buy this for your dad, you can tell your dad that I met Chris Hadfield once. I ran into him in public and I blacked out. I don't remember what I said to him. But I did see him in the street because we're both Canadian. Now, if your starter dad is not actually into space and he's more into video games, this is not a video game book, but it feels like it should be or could be. I don't know. It's Red River 7 by A.J. Ryan. Now, this also could work for your advanced dad because A.J. Ryan is actually Anthony Ryan, the fantasy author of those dragon books and of the Pariah, the Covenant of Steel series. But he's got this horror sci-fi thing, and he put it under AJ Ryan for some reason. I loved this book. To be serious for a second, I really enjoyed this book. It's another amnesia book because dads love to be confused. But 7 strangers wake up on a boat in a river and they can't see anything around them. There's a fog and they have no memory of why they're there, but they've all got weapons and they all seem to have certain skills, and things start to develop that are very creepy and atmospheric, and this really feels like it could be a video game from the early 90s, like Doom. I don't think that's from the early 90s. I don't remember. But I also gifted this to my dad. No, he bought it. I told him to buy it. He gifted it to himself and he liked it. And my dad's very picky. So if your starter dad likes horror, likes action RPGs, likes England. Now you may have noticed that my starter dad books so far have all been sci-fi, and not all dads are scientists like mine. Maybe your dad is a 14th century samurai. Or maybe your dad has seen Dad TV and he wants a copy of Shogun. And look, there's 2 formats available, a big chonkin hardcover or 2 paperbacks for some reason. I actually really, again, to be serious, this is a serious video, but to be serious, I think this might be the first time ever that I can think of that I actually really like the TV adaptation cover better than the original cover, which is kind of nuts. I really like these. I think it's the color scheme. If your starter dad has Amazon Prime, he probably watched Shogun, or at least started it, or watched the trailer and said, hey, that looks cool. And the books are pretty good. I'm reading them myself. The Shogun book and James Clavell's other books, the Asian saga or Asia saga, something like that, those also work for a classic dad. Trust me. Your dad will open it on Father's Day and say, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was a book. Thank you, son. And the last starter dad book is probably the best recommendation that I actually have. And it's anything in the From a Certain Point of View series. From a Certain Point of View is a collection of Star Wars stories where they have various authors, all these little names on the sides are different authors. They pick one of the movies and they pick a random side character and they write a short story from that character's point of view. I personally have the Return of the Jedi one here, but they've done them for at least the original trilogy. I don't know if they've moved into the prequels or anything. This is a relatively new thing that they're doing, but you know, your dad likes Star Wars. Does your dad know who any of these authors are? Not unless he's reading Ali Hazelwood. All I'm saying is if your dad is a Star Wars dad, this is a great pick if he, isn't reading the other Star Wars books, because these are anthologies of short stories. So maybe he'll read 1 or 2 and be like, cool, I'm done. Let's move on to the classic dads. Now I said at the start of the video that the classic dad is like a mom. We've got book club fiction, which is for moms, and that's stuff like Kristen Hanna, Ann Patchett, And if there's a dad version of book club fiction, it's what I have here in this pile. We're gonna go with Eruption, which is somehow by Michael Crichton, even though he's dead, and James Patterson. What I'm pretty sure the story is of how this came together is this was originally an unfinished manuscript by Michael Crichton that James Patterson has access to, and he finished the story out and it has just come out. Michael Crichton, if you don't already know, is the creator of Jurassic Park, and James Patterson apparently is the creator of the Alex Cross series, which I knew because I work at a bookstore, but I don't know who Alex Cross is. It's the Michael Crichton of it all that is what this is about, but classic dads do kind of like James Patterson too. This is a volcano story. It's called Eruption and there's a volcano on the front. There's not much else you need to know because it's Michael Crichton. He created Twister as well. And the blurb for this I'm obsessed with. The master of the techno thriller joins forces with the master of the modern thriller to create the most anticipated mega thriller in years. What else can I say? Oh, and that's a great one because it's 2 authors in one. You can say, classic dad, I know you. I know you like these 2 old white guys a lot. And speaking of old white guys, your dad also likes Stephen King. And you may have already seen that Stephen King has a new short story anthology out called You Like It Darker. Again, similar to the Star Wars one, this is a collection of stories. So if your dad is not actually the biggest reader, but, thinks he is or thinks he could be, a collection of short stories is great. I also am not a huge reader somehow. So short story collections make me feel very accomplished and smart. And classic dads like to feel smart. I borrowed these from work, a lot of these, but I'm gonna keep this guy. I'll pay for it, but I want it. I am a classic dad. I don't know if you know this about classic dads, but they also really like nonfiction. But it's supposed to be exciting nonfiction, You don't want to bore your classic dad. So I have for you The Wager by David Grann. I do own this. This is mine. Because I like ships. And so does your dad. David Gran also wrote Killers of the Flower Moon, which was that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio that came out last year and everyone really liked. This is a true story about a mutiny and a shipwreck, and it's got maps, and I really like it. Maybe I am a classic dad. Trust me, this book came out around Father's Day last year, and oh my goodness, we sold a lot of these. Classic dads also like celebrities telling them what to do, which is why they will like Be Useful 7 Tools for Life by Arnold Schwarzenegger. Guys, this book, again, seriously, is awesome. This is technically a self-help, like, well-being book. It's not a biography, although he does talk about his life a lot. If I could make one recommendation, buy this for your dad, but if also possible, do the audiobook because it's hilarious. Arnold does not follow any rules of audiobook narration. He's narrating it from his own home and does not stick to the script. He just adds little anecdotes and talks about his pigs and stuff. It's not in the book, but he does it. And if your classic dad wants self-help, but it's not from a celebrity and it's from someone maybe a little more qualified, the new Ryan Holiday book, which is categorized as philosophy. This is out on Tuesday, so this is not actually out yet, at least in Canada or North America. This comes out on the 11th. This book is all about the philosophy of doing the right thing and ethics and justice and themes as such. Ryan Holiday has a ton of books and he is very popular amongst dads and men. I've never seen a woman purchase a Ryan Holiday book. But anyways, if you want your classic dad to have good values, good character, and good deeds, get him this. That's the classic dad, okay? We covered the classic dad. That's 2 dads down, 1 dad to go. And the last dad is the advanced dad. The advanced dad is hard to shop for because the advanced dad knows what he wants and it's not anything you can get him. At least not before Sunday, which is Father's Day. 7 days. Don't forget. So the advanced dad has been reading his whole life. He's already got a Broken Binding subscription. Not that you could gift that to him anyways, even if you tried, but you still need to get him something special. And he doesn't want a bookmark that your kid made. I don't know. Maybe he does. I'm not a dad. The first thing I would recommend is the entire box set of The Dark Tower because there's a specific reason for this. It's because I, along with my friend Riley, are hosting a Dark Tower read-along starting in July, and your dad is gonna join us. Was that an ad for a read-along? Kind of, but I am serious. The Dark Tower is a classic Bookstagram boy series. That's a thing that I've made up. And I've already established that dads like Stephen King, and there are some really nice box sets out there. I don't have one. I only own these 2 first edition Michael Whelan covers, which would also be a great gift. Your dad loves Michael Whelan. And then I have the first one in the movie cover down at your mass market. But as I said, your dad likes things that are special, which is why I would also recommend special editions of Dune. The advanced dad loves Dune. He's already read it, I know, but he might not own the pretty specials with the reversible dust jackets and the pretty end papers. If your advanced dad doesn't own this yet, he wants it. Trust me. But he also wants other Dune-themed things, like the worlds of Dune, places and cultures that inspired Frank Herbert with real sand glued onto the front. You know? No, but for real, the advanced dads, they want special editions. And even though you can't get them a subscription to the Broken Binding or, you know, Illumicrate or anything like that immediately, most places like that do sell stuff that you can buy right now. I would personally recommend Folio Society. I was just showing you a dinosaur butt. This is my Folio Society special edition of Jurassic Park. You see the themes here? Michael Crichton, we're back again. This is fully illustrated. Hold on. This is fully illustrated. And Folio Society has lots of awesome, beautiful editions, and they usually come with these slip cases. This is real dinosaur skin. And of course, if you can't find exactly what they want, you can also do a Folio Society gift card. That's probably what I would want if I were a dad, which I'm not. Another great one aside from Folio Society is Juniper Books. Those are the ones I'm sure you've seen the Wheel of Time covers on people's Instagrams. Juniper Books is really cool because they do these custom covers and you can order just the covers to put over existing books. It doesn't even have to be the same book. Like if I got the Wheel of Time covers, I would not put them on Wheel of Time books. I'd put them on like Romantasy. Or of course you can order the actual books themselves with the covers, which is a little more expensive, but really cool. And then of course we also know that the advanced dad loves Brandon Sanderson. He loves Brandon Sanderson. And now you might not have the time or money to get the leather-bound editions of whatever. I have The Way of Kings. I'm not a dad. I I've never spawned a child. I know. But what's cool is that Dragonsteel, the site where I got these, is a full merch site as well. This is where I got this little guy. He's from the Mistborn box, and I know who this is. He's from Mistborn. And he's a wolf. It's a wolf thing. But Dragonsteel has lots of stuff. They've got shirts, they've got pins, they've got Bridge 4 patches that he could put on his coat or his forehead. Whatever your advanced dad's favorite Brandon Sanderson book entity is, there's merch for it on Dragonsteel. Not sponsored, I wish. And the last, possibly best gift for the advanced dad is Audible credits, or whatever audio streaming service they use, credits. Audiobooks are kind of expensive, and if they use Libby, that's cool, but they're gonna be waiting 14 weeks for the next book in a series. Get them some Audible credits. If I were a dad, which I'm not, I would like Audible credits for Father's Day. But whatever type of dad you have, whether he's a starter dad, a classic dad, or an advanced dad, the best gift he'll ever receive is you, his child. Seriously, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I do actually genuinely think these are good recommendations. I know I haven't been taking the video super seriously. And I know the ad in this video was for Scotch Porter. I actually do use Scotch Porter as my main face wash. It's for men, but I use it too because I also have skin. So don't forget to click the link in my description and get 20% off any of their best-selling kits and collections. Perfect for Father's Day. It's only this week up until June 14th, which is Father's Day. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what type of dad you have, or, you know, primary caregiver. I forgot to say primary caregiver. I did that in the mom's video and I forgot. What type of dad or primary caregiver do you have? I need to go, okay? Before I go, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell icon so you know when I upload new videos. I upload 2 days a week. I love you guys. Goodbye. Happy Father's Day. Mwah.